Hello, everyone. It's Sibyl Star. I'm here to give the astrology forecast for the upcoming week of December 4th to 10th. I call this MoonDay morning astrology because it comes out on Monday mornings, which is the day of the moon. All right. So to begin with, the sun is in Sagittarius. It is traveling 12 to 18 degrees of Sagittarius this week. And so Sagittarius energy, number one, Sagittarius is very much experiential. Sagittarius only knows that fire is hot by putting their finger in it. So they Sagittarians make a lot of mistakes, but when they learn from their mistakes is when they really grow. Sagittarius is very much about the quest for the meaning of life. It is the seeker. It is looking for the truth. And Sagittarius reminds us that it is the journey, not the destination, that is important, and how we grow and expand along the way by all of the different things we are exposed to. Okay. It is the seeker. And of course, its symbol, is the archer. And it symbolizes hitting the mark, and it actually alludes to prophecy. Sagittarius is very much related to being able to see in the dark, and related to prophecy. Sagittarius is an explorer and adventurer. Like I said, they're seeking truth, and by truth, one could say God, and where they experience God. And it can be in so many different ways where our consciousness is expanded. Many mountain climbers, many people that are seeking those thrills, those extreme sports, have a Sagittarius component, as well as theology, philosophy, all the different ways we make sense and meaning of our world. Sagittarius is very much about faith, having faith in the beneficence of the universe, and faith in ourselves, and faith in the process. And it brings optimism, and expands our horizons, and asks us to connect the dots and see the bigger picture. Okay. One of the things Sagittarius is here to learn is tolerance, because there is a part of Sagittarius that says, I know. But the thing is, that is not the end of it. It is not a settled situation with what in Sagittarius. What continues to grow and expand, and one of the great philosophers said, I think it might have been Socrates, what is it? Oh, the older I get and the wiser I get, I realize how much I don't know, or something along that lines. Anyway, Sagittarius is about beliefs. And so it is really aligning what is true for you and being tolerant of what is true for others, knowing there is a cosmic truth and there are personal truths. Okay. Now, the shadow of Sagittarius is fundamentalism, is believing that my truth is the truth for everyone, because it is not. And it can become very self-righteous, but it can also be super busy and have a lack of focus. Okay. All right. Now, this Mars is also continuing to travel in Sagittarius, and I didn't look at those degrees. Let me look here real quick. So Mars is traveling in Sagittarius from, looks like 7 degrees to 11 degrees, right? Mars doesn't change signs until January of 2024. All right. Anyway, so Mars, of course, is Mars is the planet of action. He says, let's do it. It's the warrior. And so in Sagittarius, it is about a love of adventure and conquest. This is a position of wanderlust. It is often a good position for athletic skill and extreme sports. Many people I know with Mars and Sagittarius just seem to have really good innate athletic skills. Mars and Sagittarius, though, as the warrior, though, can also be the crusader, the one who is willing to fight for their beliefs. And it's that underlies our alignment with what we believe is true, because truth and beliefs are not always the same thing. Okay. So, and with Mars and Sagittarius, we may start projects or challenges with gusto, but may not stick with them too long because Mars and Sagittarius sometimes can have a lack of focus due to distractions. Okay. All right. So Venus changes signs this week. Venus on December 4th, the first day of the week, she moves into Scorpio. But she's also still in a square to Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio. So Venus goes from 0 to 7 degrees this week. And so I would say it's very much about being deeply passionate. And wanting to be and wanting to be emotionally intimate. Venus in Scorpio asks for vulnerability and emotional honesty at a level which may scare us, especially as Scorpio does not like to be vulnerable, and yet they're being asked to allow themselves to be vulnerable. Okay. And Scorpio can be an all or nothing energy, and relationships tend to be somewhat of a roller coaster ride as a result. We may also find ourselves in compulsive relationships, ones that we know are not good for us, but we're drawn like a moth to a flame. Okay. So it's really important to be aware of what that energy might be about for you. What are the underlying motivations? Maybe what is that person representing for you in your life? Okay. All right. Similarly, this Venus and Scorpio cycle, we can seek to gravitate to absorbing and deeply engaging dramatic activities, projects, and art. But we might be feeling that same passionate energy, but if we're not in a partnership, it will go out in other directions. I would say, especially in beauty and creativity. Okay, we might really want to do that. And we might find things that are profound, disturbing, mysterious, or unusual can be appealing now. And this can also be a really good time for our finances, especially when working with others' talents or resources, whether as an agent, supporter, or a partner. But Venus is also opposite Jupiter, which I feel like they're both, two great benefics, which can bring some gifts of abundance and prosperity and gratitude for the blessings in our lives and those that are on their way. We may receive gifts or inheritances. Our finances may improve. We may have a heightened sense of love and beauty, and it may bring with it some inner peace and serenity. It's just a sense and a feeling that even if the world is crazy around us, our own world is good. Everything is okay. Now, Venus is also trine Saturn early in the week, which adds some gravitas in our relationship. We may find that we may not have wanted to commit, but with Saturn coming along like this, we may find we are ready to either commit or just simply solidify a mature relationship. Okay. All right. Mercury is in Capricorn, traveling from 2 to 7 degrees as he's slowing down. He's getting ready to go retrograde on December 12th, 13th. Okay. So when Mercury is in Capricorn, our thinking is methodical and our focus is sober and practical. It is easier to concentrate. It's easier to concentrate when Mercury is in Capricorn and when Mercury is retrograde. It allows us more focus. Mercury in Capricorn allows us to be able to sort out what is relevant and essential, what is realistic enters the picture. And we can use this period to make solid, realistic plans and to get organized. Okay. Yeah. And then, like I said, it's also trine Jupiter, and that's a beautiful flow. And this can create a connection of love and rapport with others, speaking from the heart, saying, I love you. It's important to elevate your thoughts. Listen to the wisdom of by elevate your thoughts, I mean, if you find yourself kind of going down, an old rabbit hole, it's like just kind of stop and look up and say, elevate my thoughts, kind of come out of this old cycle. Okay. Because Jupiter is inspiring and expansive and opens. Okay. So it's also about listening to the wisdom of your body and nature. And we may be inspired by a generosity of spirit to do something that really makes a difference in the world. Okay. And as I said, Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde and be retrograde for 3 weeks. Let's see. So what day would that make? I think it's early January. It might even be January 1, it goes direct. Anyway, how to make real and permanent changes in your life during with Mercury retrograde, and planning ahead as a general outline. Now, Neptune turns direct on December 6th. Neptune is retrograde about a year and a half. And in its retrograde cycle, it's more illusory. And we can get stuck in our illusions more easily, meaning we can believe what we want to believe. Okay. And the ability for self-deception is more prominent. When Neptune is direct, our creativity can soar. And instead of being a time of illusion, it can be a time of illumination when we increasingly see the light. We may have more faith in our dreams and visions, and in others and in our belief systems. All right. So then what is the moon doing this week? Okay. Well, Monday and Tuesday, the moon is in Virgo. Virgo tells us to get organized. It's geared toward practical activities. Emotional satisfaction may come from problem solving, making order out of confusion, and helping others. Although Virgo can often bring health matters into focus, and we might find ourselves focusing on the details, but don't lose your perspective of the bigger picture as well. Don't allow yourself to where you can't see the forest for the trees, so to speak. So, to know that focusing on the details, you're just organizing the energy, but keep the bigger picture in focus as well of why you're doing it, why you're organizing. All right. Wednesday through Friday, the moon is in Libra. Libra very much is about wanting to get along with others, being cooperative. Moon in Libra likes beauty and aesthetics, wants things to be in balance. And so we might find ourselves being a diplomat and more able to come into a place of objectivity to see both sides of a situation. The moon in Libra needs inner serenity and inner peace. And so the tendency may be to avoid direct confrontations. Decisions do not come easily when the moon is in Libra. I would wait. If you can't make a decision, when the moon in Libra leaves, you'll be able to make a decision then, because seeing both sides of a situation may bring hesitation. Also, there may be a fear of losing others' approval. Okay. Now, Saturday and Sunday, the moon moves into Scorpio, and the moon in Scorpio is very much about intense emotion, whether it's passion, every emotion, whatever it is, you're going to feel it strongly, whether it's passion, whether it's desire, whether it's joy, whether it's bliss, whether it's anger. Just know the moon in Scorpio really needs to be able to feel it. So you're being asked to feel deeply. Okay. You can be motivated by the desire to get to the bottom of things. Moon in Scorpio reads between the lines, but can be manipulative, brooding, and suspicious. Now, this moon in Scorpio is going to conjunct Venus, which is going to make our desire for deep emotional bonding even greater. Then it moves on to an opposition to Jupiter, where once again we have a heightened sense of love and beauty. It can help us raise the vibration if we start getting stuck into some deep old patterns and old emotions. And Uranus helps us break through these old emotional patterns, especially possessiveness. We may have sudden changes, twists, and turns in the day. All right. So that's what I see for this week. I've also just put out my new moon in Sagittarius, which is a very hopeful and uplifting kind of an energy. I'm hoping you all will watch it, and because I feel like it is super helpful for what's really happening right now, and to help us navigate these really turbulent times while keeping our heart open and having faith in the future. All right. So wishing you all a wonderful week. If you like this video, please check like and subscribe. It's very helpful to me. And many blessings to all, and namaste.